Welcome to the new sound of online radio. Welcome to the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network. 'Cause you make me feel like I've been locked out of heaven. A mix of today's hits and hard-to-find favorites, combined with the most entertaining and intriguing talk anywhere. This is your sound. This is the sound of Universal Broadcasting Network at UBNradio.com.
Yeah.
Everybody, welcome to It's Time to Talk. I'm April.
And I'm Deidre. Happy Saturday, everybody.
It
Hope
is a
everyone
very.
is well.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
It's okay.
It is a very happy Saturday. You kind of, you dragged it out.
It did.
Happy Saturday as well. And your voice went
Did it go
really
real deep?
Oh. Well, you have a deep voice anyway. It's nice. It's nice.
No, that's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
I know. Have to try to sign up.
What's going on?
Oh my gosh, so much. It's a lot going on. A lot of good things going on. You know,
Yes.
a lot of work going on,
A whole lot of work going on.
So
Are we stretching ourselves too thin? Because we are doing the most right now.
Aren't we? Yeah. I mean, sometimes I feel that way, and then my body lately has just been like, okay, take a rest when you can. I'm thinking more consciously of making sure I take care of myself in the midst of all that.
Yes.
But it's good though. I'm glad. I like staying busy actually.
Yes, it's good.
Yeah.
But but when you come to the point where you need an assistant because you're forgetting to do things, you got to make choice or kind of maybe let go of some things that you're doing.
Yes. It's funny. I was texting someone. I was going to text someone, and I think it was my daughter or somebody, and I was going to say, I need an assistant.
I need help.
Because it's things that you forget, or, I write things as much as I can down, but then there's just so many other things that are coming and things that you want to do, so.
Well, it's funny. It's okay. I'm not into numerology or anything like that, not heavily or anything, but sometimes I notice signs, we're very spiritual people, and sometimes you notice signs. So I've been seeing 911 a lot. I've been looking at the clock, and it will say 911 for some reason all the time. I'll see my birthday, 11/10, our birthday, 11/10, right. Or I'll see 911. And so I've just been feeling a little overwhelmed here and there just with everything that I want to do and doing.
Right.
And I've been seeing 911. So when I see it, I get very calm, and I say, okay, it means help is available.
Right.
Because what do you do when you need help?
You call for it.
You call 911.
And you told me that because I was seeing it too prior to, for a month or two prior, and I was getting kind of scared. I'm like, why do I keep seeing 911? So I'm like, is something going on?
Yeah,
that happened?
What
like,
uh-oh.
And so when you said ask for help, I desperately needed help with my business. There's certain things that I've been doing, trying to.
And it came, did it not?
Out. It came. That's came,
right.
And I'm grateful.
Good for you.
So,
good for you.
But anyway. But there's other things in the world.
I know. I don't even want to talk about it.
I know. The Las Vegas shooting.
Everybody's been talking about it, though.
And our hearts, our
We would have
condolences,
to
prayers,
say
everything
that.
go out
Absolutely.
to the people, the victims, the families. Just something so tragic, It's just unfortunate. Even the suspect, his family, the perpetrator, the things they got to go through now,
Right.
Just all the way around. It doesn't help anyone.
It affected so many people on so many different levels.
And it's unfortunate that we have to have these things go on nowadays, and the guns, and it's one thing to use a gun, but it's like, what are you using it for? People want to have gun rights and things like that. And of course, some is to protect themselves and from other people that want to do harm, but overall, in that situation, nobody was harming him. He chose to pick up and kill people.
From our point of view.
So that's the part where it doesn't make sense
who knows
to
what
me.
And who knows what was going on in his mind. It's like at the end of the day, we're all individuals, and it's kind of, it's a little, it can really freak you out to really think what kind of thoughts are going on in everyone's heads, because it's just, you just hope and pray that we treat each other with love and respect, so that if you do have those thoughts, like you feel lonely, or a lot of people are being bullied or being hurt, physically hurt even, and they feel helpless. And, how do you take out that aggression? You hope that we can counter it with love and kindness and treating each other well and with respect. And unfortunately, when these things happen, I think that outpouring starts. People start talking more about love and treating each other better, and become more cognizant of how they are acting towards others. Unfortunately, it takes things like this. You hear these stories of all these loving people and all these heroes that came out of it.
Teachers, nurses, and people that, and then just the whole human spirit itself of just other people there helping other people. I saw a story last night, a cab driver, got people in his cab and was taking them, getting them out of the harm's way and things like that. So many people just stepped up. People were hiding in freezers and pulling each other in and just taking care of each other. And it's just unfortunate, because I think it's the climate of, our current government and administration right now, just the spewing of hate that has been going on around the country. And you can't expect, that's an energy within itself. You cannot expect it to turn, just to lie dormant. It's going to reveal itself in different ways and different situations, and people that feed into that, it just gives them that license, or gives them that push to take them over the edge too, just an excuse to do that. So it's just, love is needed more than ever, and a tolerance, and mental health is a big issue. Always. The prescription drug industry. You just don't know what is triggering certain situations like this, and it's just unfortunate. Yeah,
it is unfortunate, but it's why we can, it's funny, but it's not going to stop me from living my life.
No, it should
not. We cannot live in fear, and we can't be worried about what the next person is going to do, could do. You just have to stay within, your own realm of positivity and, protection. I pray to God for protection around myself, my family, the world, my child, of course. And you have to be vigilant within your own right.
And you at least have to do as much as you can, whatever resources available to you. The power of prayer, the power of just being observant when you're around in your surroundings, looking around, and not being paranoid or anything, but just always that. And certainly in that case, there's no way no one would ever known what was going on. And just being, just like you said, just live your life, live it to the fullest. Because we're unfortunately we're not promised the next day, so just be happy, try to be happy.
But I think that's the best.
Treat each other well.
I think I agree, and I think that's the best revenge to all this negativity. It's just let's keep pushing, let's keep living, and help each other heal. And just love. It's all about love.
Yeah, that slogan that Trump has on the hats. I always say, well, instead of making it great again, why don't we heal? Let the country needs to heal, not go back to a great where it was good for some and not a lot of others, but heal the country. The country needs healing, not making it great again.
Right. Healing, not killing. How about that?
Exactly. So, anyway, but, hey, Ken.
Hey, Ken. Ken's on watching us at Facebook Live. Feel free to comment. And all you guys are watching out there on Facebook Live, feel free to chime in, because we will shout you out. We will write back to you and give you some love.
Yes,
that's why we're here. The other reason why we're here today is because we have a wonderful guest. Her name is Phnesha Marchette Robinson, and she is a children's book author. She is the author of Meet Gabby and Gigi.
So cute.
And so the artistry of that book, those little girls are so adorable.
I love it.
So we're going to have her in after the break, and we're going to figure out, what gave her the inspiration for writing this little children's book, I guess. I'm thinking of little girls, I think.
Right.
We'll be right back after the break. Please stay tuned.
Speak Your Week will guide you through the process of using the power of your thoughts and words to create more positivity and success in your life, day to day and week to week. Written by It's Time to Talk's own host, April Jordan. This dynamic book will remind you of the powerful person you really are and how to use that power to create the life that you want. Want better health, success, abundance, love, and more. Within the chapters, you will discover the kind of thoughts, emotions, and words you should be speaking about the things that matter to you most. Also, included in this book are affirmations to speak each day of the week. When spoken in daily succession, these affirmations gain momentum and can help you on your journey towards the life of your dreams. There's no other way around having the life that you want. It all starts with you. Get ready to speak your week. Available for download at Amazon.com.
Welcome back to It's Time to Talk. We are here live in Sunset Gower Studios, and as I said before we took a break, we have a wonderful special guest in the studio. Her name is Phnesha Marchette. She is the author of Meet Gabby and Gigi. Please welcome her to our show.
Welcome.
Yay.
Yes.
Hello. Thank you so much for joining us today. And like I said, you're the author of that book. First of all, is the cutest. Can I hold it up?
I know,
Yes.
it's the cutest
It's
thing,
the
right?
cutest
I love
cover.
it.
And I know
love
Jarvis
it.
is showing it as well. I'm going to show it too.
Uh-huh.
There we go. It is so adorable. What gave you the inspiration to write this book?
Okay, well, the book is actually based upon my younger two daughters, Gabby and Gigi. And at the time, I was actually going through a very difficult time. It was about 5 years ago. I was going through a divorce. My father had a terminal illness, and he was on his last days. And I literally wanted to walk off my job.
Okay.
So it's a
Walk
perfect
off.
story.
I can relate to that.
Right,
yes.
right.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah.
And so, and I actually began my art career around the same time that I started the book because I was just looking for a positive outlet. And I think that sometimes when people are going through, they choose bad outlets.
Right.
And so I was actually suffering from insomnia because my mind was constantly racing, you know, when you have a lot going on. And then I just started painting and drawing. And when I wake up in the middle of the night, I just paint and draw. And it turned into my first solo exhibit in 2014 and the Meet Gabby and Gigi book because I used to sit at the table and draw with the girls.
Wow.
So-
Okay, now you said your first solo exhibit. So you were you just like a doodler through the years, or is there something? And you decided somebody said, "Hey, that's good. You have an exhibit. Like, give me some hope."
I know. So actually, so the joke is that I am a lawyer.
Okay.
And I tell people, they say, "Oh my God, did you study, art? And did you go to a prestigious?" I have not taken one art class, even to this day.
Wow.
And yes, I was a doodler during law school because I would be bored. I hope I didn't offend any of my
right,
previous
I know,
professors, but I was a doodler during law school, and I just like to draw. And I literally walked into a craft shop. And I was just about to walk out, and this guy said, "Hey, can I help you with something?" And I said, "You know what? I want to paint."
Wow.
And I said, "I know it sounds dumb." I said, "I've never taken a class." And he said, "Well, my dad is actually an artist. I can show you everything that you need to purchase." And he literally walked me from aisle to aisle. I bought everything, and I just started painting. And I had no idea that God had given me that gift.
Wow.
No idea.
Wow, that's amazing.
I love that.
All right.
I love it's. Go ahead. You,
Oh
you
no,
say
no,
something.
no! I was just gonna say, it's amazing because you said you're a lawyer, but then there's so many gifts inside of us. So and when you said that outlet, because same thing, I suffer from insomnia, all those type of things too. But it kind of it makes you venture into different things and discovery. And I think during that time, that's when God does talk to you the most, because He's kind of guiding you and leading you to maybe your other passions or your other paths. So when did you that light bulb for you, like, hey, let me, this book, this is something new, this is something different. Let me venture, let me get into that. What was that feeling like, or what was that idea, that thought there?
So interestingly enough, I was preparing for my solo exhibit and this book at the same time and didn't even realize it.
Oh, interesting.
Because I was painting and drawing with the girls. It just started off as an idea of just drawing pictures for fun of things they like to do together. And I'd have them just pose, "Hey, hold that pencil, hold this, stand this way." And we draw and laugh. And then I just realized that this was culminating into something more. But what really pushed the book was that my kids love to read. They absolutely love it. We've always been in the library. But as I would go to bookstores and I would go to libraries, I would hardly ever see books about African American children that weren't geared towards why am I different. And I'm not knocking the why am I different books, because I think those are important, but I think that we should be focused on why are we the same.
Exactly.
That's right.
Exactly. It has such a negative, those why I am different, in your psyche, it has such a negative connotation. So I agree with you.
Right.
Definitely. So are they on adventures? What are the girls doing in the book?
Okay.
Meet Gabby and Gigi.
So it's actually a book series. So this is the first book of the book series. And it's titled Meet Gabby and Gigi because you're getting to know the characters. It's like an introduction. Here we are. This is what we like to do. These are our dogs. And it's really showing children of all races that, hey, we're all the same and we like to do the same things. But it's also an educational book because at the end of every book, there's reading comprehension questions. And so it helps kids think about what they read. Because as they start getting into grade school, they're taking those reading comprehension and state tests constantly.
Right. Yes, absolutely. Yes. And even critical thinking, those skills, you kind of hone in on and things like that. Right. I just want to read, thank you guys for tuning in. Ken,
thank you, viewers.
Thanks, Ken. And then we have your husband, Mark E. Jefferson, who is in the green room. And I love this. He just says, "Phnesha, I'm so proud of you. I love you, and I believe in you." Now, come off. Doesn't that just melt your heart?
Oh, my gosh.
Okay,
is he trying to make me cry?
Right?
What is he doing?
Beautiful.
The support.
Yes,
that is so beautiful.
that is so needed. And then Sochi, hi Sochi. She says hi to you and I.
Hi, Sochi.
So she's tuning in. So awesome. But just wanted to put that out there, especially the love and support, because a lot of times, like you said that 5 years ago, you were going through such a time and different things like that, and sometimes that part of that getting through is the support and the love of family and friends and things like that. So that's really special that Mark is supporting you like that.
That's amazing. Yes. And so I guess we're technically newlyweds in a way. We've been married for 2 years. We were married 2 years ago on the 4th of July.
Oh,
congratulations.
Yeah,
I would say that's newlywed status.
Absolutely.
You're definitely glowing.
Right.
You both are, actually.
Maybe because I'm here with you.
We'll take a little bit of credit. But actually, when you walked up with your family, all of you guys were glowing.
I know.
You guys,
beautiful
family.
Thank you so
Absolutely
much.
beautiful.
Thank you.
He's doing something right.
So back to the book. So then, so you said, basically you felt, you share an experience that we're all the same.
Right.
So how have people, outside of other races, other cultures, how have they embraced the book?
Oh, wow. It's been amazing. This past Sunday, I was a participant in the Orange County Children's Book Festival, which is the largest children's book festival in the country. And it was remarkable because as I stood there and I had my Gabby and Gigi signs and I had the books, I was approached by so many people of other races. And in fact, I was approached by a woman who came up to me and she said, I manage a Barnes & Noble at Fashion Island in Newport Beach, California.
Yeah, I know that one.
And she said, you need to come to our store and do a book signing. So I'm actually scheduled to do that on November 11th.
Oh, that's
That's
wonderful.
wonderful.
Congratulations.
Yes,
Thank
look
you
at that.
so much.
Look at that. Wow.
But she said to me, we need more diverse characters.
Yes.
You know,
And
this is the incredible part to me because we are getting them, and you know, you see them more and more. I'm at least on social media, I think. You know, you see them more and more, but still, it's needed. Like it's still such a small percentage, I think. And I think the issue can become, oh, we see a couple of them, so we're set, we're good, we met the quota.
The quota.
Right.
But but that's not the case because I still think that there are these enclaves of businesses and organizations that don't see people of color.
They
period.
don't, no.
They still just go in and out.
Communities
and
too.
Communities
Just saw
too,
that.
and they never come in contact with another person that's different from themselves. And I think when they see something, a project like this, they can immediately say, you know what, this is a great project, and we can celebrate this, and we can have this. And I'm glad that she recognized that. But I do believe that we got to do more. We got to do more to get it's more than, you know. I feel really passionate right now because I really feel like something like this is so needed.
Yes.
And the fact that you have a series in it is wonderful because we are inundated with such negative images of Black women. And let's just go back. Black women, Black teenagers, Black adolescents, Black babies, Black girls, Black boys. It's, you know, if we were to believe the hype, how could we just leave? Why and how would we leave the house?
Right, exactly.
We know that's not the truth.
Right.
So just the fact that you're doing this, I am so happy and I'm so proud to have you on our show.
Thank you.
I really am, Phnesha.
Thank you.
I really am.
Thank you.
Yeah,
so much.
We need the exposure, you know, and I think that's just beautiful, you know, that you have your signing coming up because like the lady, you know, just exposing that we are the same. You know, we may look different, but we want the same needs. We want to raise healthy children, families. We want to survive. We want to educate our kids, ourselves. We want to live the American dream. We want to live that too, you know. And so,
Well,
you know.
and growing up, I will tell you this, the way my parents raised me and my sister, there were no limitations. So the idea that, you know, there's some type of boundaries or limits because I'm an African American woman, that just didn't exist. I was told I could do whatever I wanted to do and be whatever I wanted to be. So it's a foreign concept to me, and I refuse to allow that to be the mentality of my household.
Exactly.
Right.
And we were raised the same way. And I think it does start there with the individual, with the family, because that's how it starts. You're brought up either in a positive aspect and some negative. You know, you're told certain things. Either, you know, unfortunately, some parents like, you're not going to be anything. And some parents, sky's the limit. You know, so it does start there because once you're out in the world, it is on you. You're the individual. So, and that's on the world. So, okay, we're good.
And I really feel that you are in the midst of living your purpose. And I think that often comes out of things that happen to you that you might not be so happy about. You know, you mentioned your divorce and, you know, unfortunately your dad's situation and you're not loving your job. And I love that you turned it around because so many, like you said, so many people don't. They turn to vices, they turn to, you know, negative things. And the fact that you turned it around, it's just huge. It really is because Deidre's business grew out of a negative situation.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And
breast cancer
so
survivor. All
yes.
of that. Yeah.
And so now she's living her purpose. So do you feel like you're beginning to live your purpose, Phnesha?
I do. And it at the risk of sounding goofy, it gives me goosebumps. I get goosebumps. I literally it's amazing. I feel like sometimes I'm in a dream because even when I started painting, I kept painting. I was doing that for fun. But each day as I would come home and I'd look around, I'm like, oh my gosh. And then when I got to the point where I had 30 paintings and it was just, there was no room for it, God revealed to me, hey, you are ready for a solo exhibit. You have enough to do that.
Wow.
You know, so it's just been an amazing ride so far. I'm just excited.
And the fact that, you know, it all started with your girls and everything, just being a mom, you know, the rewards of that within itself, and then something beautiful out that. So it's like, it's amazing because it's like we work as women. We work these days. So you're at work. We kind of get that mother guilt sometimes. Oh, I wish I could be with my babies and this and that. And then now you find this outlet has come from being with your daughters, the rewards of being a mom, and things like that. And to me, that's the beauty of life. Those are the things that we remember. Those are things that give us that passion and that smile, that beautiful smile you have. So, yeah. So I just think, I'm going with this because it's like, you're a lawyer, but you're finding a great passion and a great spirit of doing your book, writing your book, being with your girls. So I think that a lot of times sometimes we're at jobs or we're at a job and we're just like, oh, I wish I could be doing something else. But you don't think that can pay the bills. Right. And there's a phrase that someone says, if you work doing what you love, it'll never be work. You never work in your life. Yeah, something like that. And but sometimes we're afraid. A lot of people are afraid, or they're raised a certain way, or they may want to be a lawyer or things like that too. But you don't. You just think, okay, I got to just do this, instead of like, there's so much more, to discover about yourself and your own gifts. So
this book, it really has just turned into, in a way, it's been a blessing to others. And through social media can be used for bad and it can be used for good. Yep. But in the last year, we've connected with children who've had leukemia, who've been battling leukemia. And Gabby and Gigi, I've had them sign the book and we've mailed it to them. And it's just to hear the parents say, I mean, it's a book. Some people may think, oh, it's just a piece of paper with some, but to hear the parents say that, oh my God, when they read that book, and a lot of the kids battling leukemia, they lose their hair. Yeah. But they said that the thing that they loved the most was that they had curly hair like them. And that just melts your heart. It just, so it's been amazing. It really has.
Now, how about the girls? Like, in terms of that, how are they receiving it? I know it's teaching them a lot of different life lessons too, having wonderful parents that wrote the book, but how are they handling it, and what are they discovering out of this?
Well, it's tapping into their creativity, which I love, because a lot of the schools are so focused on academics and test taking, which is it's great. Fortunately, they attend a school that is focused on the arts as well, but it helps them be creative because they have come up with the ideas for the next 2 books in the book series. It helps them with their writing. It helps them just be artistic and think outside of the box, but I think it just boosts their self-esteem as well.
Absolutely. It has to. Yeah, I can definitely see that. And their friends are loving it.
Oh my gosh.
Is everyone just loving it?
They are. And so when the book was released last December, their teachers actually had me come in and read the book to the classrooms. Just yesterday, we were at a school event and one of their friends said, "Look, I have to show you something." And she grabbed the book out of the trunk of her mother's car. They had just purchased the book. So it's just a very proud moment, I think, for our entire family.
That's beautiful.
And we have more projects to come, so we're just excited.
Wow, that's awesome. So she real quick comment, and she says it's true what you're saying, because she has 3 daughters. So so that's the beauty of it. This is being shared, and people can relate to that. And it's like, especially as women, it's really, we go through our own set of challenges, and it's very important, especially mothers with daughters, that we teach our daughters that build their self-esteem. You're teaching your daughters now, they can become famous writers, or whatever they want to be. But now at such a young age, I'm just, they're going to be phenomenal because, they're being exposed so young and they love reading and things like that. So that's much needed. I'm just saying in the day's time here, but got people.
Everybody's chiming in and loving it. And I think, whenever I personally do something creative, it's like you do it for yourself, and then the surprise is when other people like it.
Right.
So is that what you found yourself? Because you're not sitting up here saying, "Oh, I want to make some money. Let me write this book," but all these wonderful things come out of it. So is that how you feel with yours?
I do. So even with the because I draw and I paint, and so at first when I got into it, and there was a thought that other people would look at it, it is scary because you're thinking, okay, I know it's a children's book, but I don't want them to think a 5-year-old did it, even though at the time my 5-year-old did help me write it, but I was thinking, but it just has morphed into so much more. And like you said, I didn't start off thinking, oh, I want to sell 1 million books. I'm going to be a millionaire. I'm going to do, but it's just developed into so much because we have a website now, and the website is interactive. We are working on an app, educational app, which we want to use the funding for to start nonprofit for literacy programs, especially in schools where they don't have them.
Right.
We're working on a clothing line, Gabby and Gigi. It's a brand. It's an actual brand.
Right.
I have a 12-year-old daughter. I don't call her Step. I call her daughter.
No,
That's right.
And
Love
so
it. Love
she has a passion for fashion and designing, and she's helping with the Gabby and Gigi clothing line, the brand. So it really is a family affair.
That's
It's a
beautiful.
family affair.
That is, and I love that you're incorporating their personalities and who they are when it's just a family business. That's wonderful. It truly is.
Brian
That work-
Wyndham says beautiful. Hi, Brian. Thanks for tuning
Hi,
in.
Brian.
Good.
Wow, that's awesome. So I just think it's just wonderful having her here and having this business mindset. And I just want to tell people out there who are, I think some people might think, oh, there's enough people doing that.
Right.
There's enough people writing books. There's enough people of color doing this. You go, because there is a section in the bookstore and you do see more of our faces.
Right.
And for the people who think that there's enough, no, I don't think there ever will be enough because you have your own story to tell your way. And so look at her now. It's not just a book anymore.
Right.
It's not just an art exhibit. Now it's, clothing line. It's branding. And, social media and the power of media helps us get that out there. Shows like this, it helps us get the word out, about this wonderful thing. And I know a year from now, things will be totally different from you. So what are you going to do when that happens?
Wow. Well, first of all, I'm going to give thanks to the Lord because I will tell you, He has been a part of this. Oh wow, you're making me tearful now. but He has been a part since day one. The doors that have opened and the way things have transpired, it's nothing but a gift from God. No, I can't. There's no way I could take credit or try to say I did anything on my own strength because I literally, for my first art exhibit, I told people this story, and I was working with a woman, and she started being a little flaky, and it was just like my spirit was not in agreement. See, I think too, you have to listen to your spirit.
Absolutely.
Yes, you do.
Absolutely.
And she wanted me to pay her this money and do it was just very, very bizarre, bizarre. And I was supposed to meet her at a gallery, and she stood me up. And I actually called Mark and I said, well, hey, there's a cafe. Let's have brunch or whatever. So we had brunch and we just kind of talked, and I felt discouraged. But then as I was driving and leaving the cafe, I passed by another gallery that I was too intimidated to go into before, like months before when I wanted to do a solo exhibit. And that was nothing but the Holy Spirit. But something just pushed me and said, no, you have all your stuff because you were supposed to meet with her. Go into that gallery. I made a sharp right turn.
In the moment. I love
Yes.
it. In the moment.
Yes.
Continue, please.
I made a
right
sharp
turn.
right turn, went into that parking lot, got out, and it was nothing but God because there's no way. I felt like there's no way I could have done it. Went in there, met the gallery owners, husband and wife, and I just said, they said, hey, how are you doing? How can we help you? And I just said, yes, I would like to have a solo exhibit here. And they did not know me from Jump Street. And they sat down and talked to me, and they said, you know what? Let's do it. Let's go for it.
Wow.
So, I ended up having it. And that was November 9th of 2014.
Wow. Look at that.
And that was nothing but God.
Yes.
God.
And that's when you know you're in alignment.
Yes.
You're walking and listening.
Yes.
Like you said, discerning. And I think a lot of people,
So
don't,
important.
got to get out the white noise, get the noise out, and really. And it's about feeling. When you feel good about something, like you have that feeling, and he's talking to you, and you obeyed, you listened. Yeah.
That's right.
So.
But even in the book, so there's one page in the book.
We're gonna take a quick break.
Yes.
Oh,
and we
God.
cannot wait to come back to this book because I've been waiting for you to turn that page like you were just about to. I'm so excited. So thank you all for tuning in and stay right here. We'll be right back with Phnesha Marchette.
Did you know that your skin is your body's largest organ? And you should be aware of what you're applying to it. The more natural products you use, the better. The best place to start is with Did It for Love handmade natural body products, made with pure organic ingredients. Our Shea Body Butter Moisturizer is whipped to perfection and hydrates dry, cracked skin and protects from UV rays. Did It for Love Shea Body Butter Moisturizer is infused with essential oils. You can choose from scents like lavender, vanilla and sandalwood, white rose, and many more. Our deodorant has a fresh scent that not only works against odor, but also reduces sweat. With this toxin-free deodorant, you can feel fresh and confident all day long. You can also keep your lips healthy and kissable with our handmade lip balms. In healing and fruity scents like tantalizing peppermint to sensational green apple. Our products promote healthy, youthful-looking skin and is safe for the whole family. Vegan-friendly, cruelty-free, and gentle enough for cancer survivors and those going through treatment. Go to diditforlove.com today. Did It for Love, toxin-free for your whole family.
Hey everybody, welcome back to It's Time to Talk. Before we went to the break, author Phnesha Marchette was about to tell us about a page in her book, something you wanted to talk about.
Well, yes, we were talking about just having God involved in everything you do, because you have to.
Yes.
Have to.
So when I finished the book, there was something missing, and I will admit this to people. I initially thought I didn't want to ruffle any feathers, because sometimes you struggle with that when you're creative and you have something out there and you want people to like it. Yes. And so initially I was going to omit something in the book, but Mark was the one who came to me one day and said, you know what, God spoke to me and said, you need to put me in that book.
Wow.
I just got chills.
He did. So I will share one little sneak peek of the book.
Okay.
And there is a page, and it says, on Sundays, we go to church with our family.
Oh, that's
and
beautiful.
Yes.
that is
Yes.
it because it's true.
Yes.
It's
Right, right.
It's true.
It's true. Yes.
But I thought that was important, because I think that we are moving away from God.
Oh, yes.
It's like we're trying on purpose.
Deidre's
Deidre's acting dramatic because she was literally talking about it in the car.
Yep. Because we were in reference to the whole shooting thing, and I heard that the shooter was atheist.
Oh.
And I just said when the schools with prayers being taken out, when God is taking out of things, you cannot expect. What do you expect?
I know.
It's just not going to turn out the best way it can possibly turn out.
I know.
And we're missing that today. So
we are. It's interesting. You were saying that the shooter was atheist, but the interesting thing is there was a guy who was at the concert who was an atheist, and he became a believer after that. He was on TV the next morning.
Okay.
He said, I'll admit, I did not believe. He said, I believe in God now. So for that bad act, something else came out of it.
And I think it's important for those of us who know him and who love him. Let's keep talking about him. Let's keep showing him, in publications like this, and the words that we speak, and the people that we meet. Let's keep doing that, because I feel that other people, they'll get it. They're going to get it.
They are.
We're going to make them get it.
Brian chimed in and said, God is amazing. And
he is amazing.
And Dee's Rosie says, you are amazing.
Thank you so much.
So that's great. So awesome. Awesome. Thanks for tuning in, guys. So yes. So it's beautiful. The artwork, this, oh my gosh, it is amazing. It is beautiful.
It is.
It's stunning. And it draws you in, so people, I could just see mothers, and fathers. I could see them sitting down with their children, looking through this, reading through that, and feeling that, commonality. They can relate. The other things you have in there, of people that go to church, and the other cute little things, that normal day-to-day things that we do as human beings on this earth, and just showing the cute little faces of these girls.
Thank you.
And so this is much needed. So I'm excited about it. Yes.
Absolutely.
So definitely. I just felt like during the break, I was like, God is here. He is here. He is in the house, and we got people watching. And somebody said, "Yes, get it, Phnesha." Gianna Alexander. I hope I pronounced her name right. And Phnesha Green asks, where can I get the book?
Oh, okay.
People are waiting to order this book
All
right now.
All right. Well, actually, it's available in a few outlets. So if you go to the GabbyGigi.com website, we do have a link, but it's also available on Amazon, and it's available on BarnesandNoble.com as well. And the thing about it is, I tell people, even if their child is, I met people at the book festival, they had children who were about 15 months, and so they said, oh, I don't want, it's, I want them to get it, but I don't want them to tear the pages. There is a Kindle version of it. So I told them, I said, hey, get the Kindle version of it, and when you're trying to go out to dinner, stick that in front of them so you don't feel guilty.
Exactly.
It keeps them occupied, and it's colorful. And then they work their way up to being able to read it.
Exactly. So now, okay, are you going to have any more art exhibits? Because I would love to attend, because I would love to just see your artwork.
Thank you.
Live and in color.
Thank you. Yes. So I'm actually working on my next solo exhibit, and the theme is heaven and earth. And what I'm actually doing, I've been working on paintings that feature biblical stories, but using the images of Black men. And the first painting I actually did, I completed it. I used my husband's face, his likeness. Surprise, surprise. Right. But I depicted, it's called Peace in the Wilderness. And actually, if you go to my Facebook page, Phnesha Marchette Design, you could actually see the picture, and I tell you a little bit more about it. But it's a depiction of when Jesus was in the wilderness, and the serpent was trying to tempt him, but he had peace. He had peace. And I'm also working on one Prince of Dreams, and it's Joseph.
Oh, wow.
It's Joseph.
Sounds
And
amazing.
So what? So I can hear the people yelling at me before I ask this question. So what made you use Black men images? All right, y'all. I know.
Okay. Well,
me
I will
answer.
tell you, I started working on these particular pieces for this exhibit during the time when every night I love watching the news. I do. I'm a news junkie. But I would come home, turn the news on, and start cooking dinner. And after a while, I had to stop because the only images that my daughters were seeing, and it was really starting to freak them out. They were afraid for my husband and my ex-husband.
Oh, wow.
Because they're Black men. But the only images they saw were riots, and it was always because a Black man got shot. And I just didn't like the images they were depicting of Black men because even on the news, they were showing them looting. And there was just, I wanted to do something that breathe life into them. And because if you read the Bible, the stories in the Bible are very, they're things that you can relate to everyday life now.
Right.
When you talk about struggles.
Absolutely.
And how people overcame those struggles. And I wanted to do something that was uplifting and positive with images of Black men.
That's beautiful.
I love it.
And once again, that's what we need more of that, but we need to bring those stories out.
Yes.
We need to show that side of us and speak up and step out more that we're just like everyone else, you know, and we want to be respected. We want to have the same opportunities, you know, and we're not we're not depicted what's being depicted. We're not that way. We're not stereotypes, you know. It's just not. That's not our reality.
That's
you know?
right. That's right. And we can't wait for other people to do it.
I was just
That's,
gonna
we
say
can't
the same
complain.
thing.
That's the thing.
about it. We can't sit around and say,
Yes.
how come they? Because we do it. I know we do. Sometimes
Yes.
we're like, well, why didn't they have that? Why didn't they have this? We're even working on an animated cartoon series. I just actually submitted our animated cartoon series, Gabby and Gigi series, to Punch TV. I saw that on your website.
Yes.
I just
Hey,
submitted
Punch
it.
TV.
I did because even with the animated series, there's a lot of darkness there. If you sit down and watch some cartoons with your children,
Oh yeah.
the little
yes.
images and hidden
Right.
little hidden things. in it.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
The popular
I-
ones back in the day, like, wait a minute.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's why I did that. I saw a need for it. I'm at the point now where when I see a need, instead of complaining, I'm going to do something.
Be proactive about it, and that's what we all should do. Instead of just throwing our money here and there, and trying to look this way or that way to impress the next person.
That's right.
We have so much power, and we speak about it all the time.
Yes, we
have
do.
so much power within us. We can, I think our spending power. We can have a whole nother California country or something,
Right.
small country,
We
or
sure
That's
can.
right.
We sure
That's
could.
right.
and not to mention our intellect. Let's just take the monetary value out of it. Our intellect. We are such strong and intelligent people.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know?
I just saw a special. It was on YouTube, and it was talking about the beauty supply industry.
Yes.
And The Korean culture has the whole monopoly on it, and they won't let us in.
Yes.
So it is real. But we spend, it's 96 billion. Like in that industry, and it's like, and we're not even, it's like 3% of us are represented in that.
That's
so
right.
yeah, it's a lot of things that we need to take back and start doing for ourselves, and and to share that with, we're not just saying, we're not trying to exclude everybody, but we know the power that we also can contribute to the whole, the greater whole. Right. And that's what we need to be more aware of and start tapping into.
Right, right.
Yeah. That's right. We've been teaching the girls a lot about Black history at an early age because we'll admit to you any day that we both went to historically Black colleges for undergrad, and we did not learn anything about Black history until we went to college. And so, just last week I was teaching them about Black Wall Street. Because I think that's important for people to know.
Right. Yes.
How they talk about how long does the dollar stay in the community? My goodness, the Black dollar goes out of the community as soon as it comes in. So versus, like you said, I have friends who are Korean and they bank at the Korean bank. They go to the Korean market. They get their nails done at the Korean shop. They get their clothes dry cleaned. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I think it's positive. But we don't do that.
We don't do that. We are.
And if we do it, we're looked down on, or we're like, or it's just it's a negative thing, and it's like, no, we need to
come
unite
together,
and come together,
trust one another again, build that trust again, and help each other.
And then we can, share. Everybody can come collectively and share and experience the diversity. So I love it. So meet Gabby and Gigi, this wonderful book. I think that's part of that movement. It's creating, opening that dialogue, that awareness, looking at, hey, this little girl, she could have blonde hair and blue eyes, but I like going to church too, and they can relate and come together and meet, have a conversation. You never, friendships, things are grown, and partnerships, things come out of these things. Just being one-on-one with someone, or community. So,
Right. It's so funny. I received a text message from a girlfriend of mine. She's one of my closest friends, and I'm Black and she's white. We've been close friends for years, and we actually cheered together for the Washington Redskins, and so we've had a relationship for so long. And she has a little boy, and this is his favorite book. She texted me last night. She said, "I bought this book from you around Christmas last year when it first came out." And she said, "You wouldn't believe he still wants to read this book like every other day." He said it's his favorite book.
I love that.
And he said she actually said because he sees the same things. He said, "Oh, I like to do that too." Gabby and Gigi, I do that too. So you're right. It doesn't matter what color the child is. They can relate to it.
It doesn't. I just think, in the country that we live in, we've just seen so many images, negative images about us, and positive images about other cultures. And so it's a brainwashing, and that we have, we've adapted it, and so we're going for it, and we're saying, yeah, I do want a Barbie doll with blonde hair as opposed to a black doll with black hair. Oh, that one looks like me? Okay, no, but because of the images that you've seen, maybe the environment that you're living in, now you prefer this other doll that maybe not necessarily look like you. And part of me wants to say that is okay, but let's balance it out, because there are plenty of children of other colors that want black baby dolls.
They really do.
They love them. They love the curly hair, the skin color, all that.
Well, let me tell you real quick. I have a business, and it's in a local mall, and so I see a lot of families and babies, and I've seen so many, I love it, little white babies, little white girls in the stroller. They have a black baby doll. And it is the cutest thing, and sometimes they'll have a white one on this side and they'll have a black one on this side. But they have that, and I just think that's a beautiful thing, because it's, first of all, kudos to the parents, they allow it there, it's okay, instead of saying, oh, no, that's not, something that's not you or whatever. So more of that is done, because we've grown up having the white Barbies, like April was saying. We
didn't
grew
have
up
a lot of
having
options.
No, we did not.
Options. We had the white baby dolls. We're combing their straight silky hair, and my hair wasn't straight and silky
with big blue eyes. That when you lay them down clothes, you sit them up, they're open, and blue eyes.
I grew up, and I'm like, how come I don't look like that? And now I'm feeling some type of way about me.
But wait, we still style their hair black. We put grease in the hair, cornrows,
Vaseline.
We did
Vaseline with the little rubber bands at the end.
We still like jacked her hair up. I mean, in the sense of putting grease on it. Now it's mad, and now it's like this.
You're stick with it.
As opposed to,
Trying to press it. It's all shriveled up. What side?
we tried it.
I burned hair before.
Yes.
Hot curl and hot comb.
Like,
Barbie's hair. But it's funny you would say that too about the skin, because so the group of kids that Gabby and Gigi hang with in real life, they literally look like the United Nations. I mean, it is like they are well represented, and they all embrace all cultures, and so they're very blessed. But one day Gabby came home and told me one of her friends said that she wishes she had her skin.
Oh.
And
wow.
she said, wow, I wish I had your skin.
Wow.
And this white girl said that to her.
Right.
And it's, and the thing is that I almost started crying, and Gabby's looking at me like, what's wrong with you? but they don't realize the historical piece that goes along with that. To have another child tell her that she wishes she had her skin, that's powerful.
That is very powerful.
Very powerful.
Very powerful. Yeah. And I mean, we all need to love ourselves for who we are. So hopefully, hopefully she's encouraged the white girl to love herself. Because you just don't. I don't ever want it to be like where you feel like, especially being young, adolescents, you want to encourage, love who you are, the skin that you're in, and it's nice to compliment others, for their beautiful skin, things like that. But as women too, young women, we want to just be like, love yourself, have that esteem. But it's beautiful too, because we are beautiful just as well, so I love that. And that helps, that gives your daughter like, okay, wow, I can look in the mirror and like, yeah, I do have beautiful skin, because so often we're told we don't.
We don't,
but we know we do.
Right,
In our
right.
culture, we know we do.
Right.
But it's just hearing it. So, but it's beautiful. It's coming around. I think
is.
things like this is where it
Yeah.
starts, and we're getting that word out on that. So
Yeah, and something that your family has created. So if you figure that is affecting your own circle that way, you're changing the world,
You are.
person by person, kid by kid. No,
Yeah, think about it
seriously,
that way.
yeah. Which is why God said, "No, put me in that book."
Right.
Let's not forget where this came from.
Right. The
Put
Creator.
me in that book so everybody can hear about this beautiful experience that that your beautiful daughters go through, and that can help so many others. Are you okay?
Okay, so
so
I have
emotional.
to,
Don't make me
listen, I have to
cry.
admit, I'm holding back the tears because
Yes.
you don't realize what you're doing. Sometimes
Okay.
you're just
Yeah.
doing. You're just
Right,
doing,
right,
and
right.
and then when you start to see an impact, it's so moving.
Oh yeah,
It's moving.
Yeah.
And then you
That's
sit there and
great.
you think
Yeah.
about your own experience, what you've been through to get
get
here
there.
to do that.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
I could relate to
Yeah.
that totally. And you're sitting, it's bitter with the sweet, because you go
Right.
through, you have that season where you're like
yes.
struggling. You're like, I gotta,
Yes.
as long as you don't quit, you don't give up.
Oh, that's it.
And then
Don't give up.
don't quit, don't give up. And then now you're on this other side right now, tasting the nectar, the sweetness, the rewards of what you're doing. So then you like,
I like how you put that. Taste
just-
like the nectar and the sweetness.
oh, the good stuff, the good stuff, right? And then you think about, wow,
Yeah.
all you can just say, wow, God,
Wow.
and it just, I know, Phnesha.
Yes.
So how about we go and run? And we
We
want
have a
to
little
introduce-
surprise. We have a little
Yes.
surprise. You
Okay.
gonna run and get them like you
Yes.
said you would, or are you just gonna? So many great things that came out of this interview. I hope that you are enjoying yourself, and I can definitely
am.
tell that the people who are listening in are enjoying. Yeah, they're still there.
Awesome.
Thank you all so much for joining in. If you have any more questions, please let us know. But we have a special surprise that we're going to put them all on camera. Look at these beautiful young ladies. You guys can have a seat and move that purse right out the way, right out of that chair. That's why earlier, but it's okay. Come on in and sit down. If you guys can share that chair and squish in maybe. And we want to introduce, you can have the honor definitely of introducing your daughters here.
Okay.
Scoot into the
You
camera.
guys
Maybe
have to
she can
scoot in.
sit. Yeah.
Maybe you can come over here.
Yeah, there we go. Look
right.
at these
There they
beautiful young ladies. Oh my gosh.
Yes. Okay. So you probably recognize the purple glasses from the book cover. That's a dead giveaway. This is Gigi.
Hi, Gigi.
Hi, Gigi.
Welcome.
And as I mentioned before, I have a 12-year-old daughter.
Yes.
This is Zion.
Hi,
Hi, Zion.
And on the end, there is Gabby.
Hi,
Hi, Gabby. Hi,
So this
ladies.
is the crew.
Welcome.
This
Yes,
is the
welcome,
crew.
beautiful ladies. How do you guys feel about this whole experience?
We don't have a lot of time,
know,
so you can just
speak.
Is
Is
there
anything you want to say?
Yes.
Because I don't want to put you on the spot. We just want to say hi to you. You're okay. What about you? Now you're the fashion guru,
Yes.
right? Okay.
Yeah.
Are you excited about creating the fashion for the girls?
Yeah, well, I told them my birthday was coming up, and I told them I wanted to sew my own clothing line. And then on my birthday, they gave me a sewing machine. So now I want to build my own clothes and my own fashion line when I grow up and build on it.
Wonderful. Well,
beautiful.
much success. We know you're going to do it. You have
Thank
great
you.
parents following you.
And Gigi, what about you? Are you loving this book series that you helped your mom create?
Mm-hmm.
You excited? Yeah? You ready to go on tour with it?
Awesome.
adorable.
Awesome. Wonderful.
Well, we think so. Give out your social media so everyone can, get the book and follow you. All that good stuff.
Okay. So we actually have a Facebook and Twitter. We're at Gabby and Gigi.
Okay.
And then we're also we have our website, which is we want people to go there because we have free educational downloads, coloring sheets, word puzzles, and that's www.gabbygigi.com.
Awesome.
GabbyGigi.com. Awesome. We want to give a shout out to Mark, who's over there in the
Yes.
corner.
Yes.
We can hear his voice. He's not. He's off camera. We can hear his voice, and I just. Oh, thank
You're
you.
so welcome.
My goodness. Thank you
Our
for putting.
pleasure. Yeah.
Thank you for putting the smile on all these ladies' faces. I know where it comes
You're
from.
doing something right.
Yes,
Okay.
you are.
That's right.
Nobody walked in
out.
here mean mugging and frowning and unhappy. Everybody's so happy. So definitely, we know where that's coming from. So proud of all you guys. We thank you. Thank you so much for just coming on and being here and having such a beautiful representation of, to me, the real Black family in America. Not all this crazy turning up and not all this, other things that we might see.
Absolutely. So
Yeah.
much success to you guys. We thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
participating.
Thank you so much
Yes,
for
you're
having
welcome.
us.
You're
Thank
so
you very much.
welcome.
It was an
Thank you so
honor.
much.
Thank you.
So definitely get the book.
Yes,
That's all I have to
guys.
say. Pick up the book and also follow us. Follow Deidre and I on social media.
Yes.
Deidre Jordan, April Jordan. You can find us anywhere. It's Time to Talk. It's Time to Talk everywhere. Twitter, Facebook,
yeah,
Instagram.
Instagram.
Chime in, follow us, ask us questions. We love to talk to you guys. And always,
Remember, your conversation is your affirmation. God bless and much love.
God bless. Thank you so much for tuning
tuning in,
in.
guys.
Until
Have a
next
good one.
time.